Do you despise the thought of having to have a brown bag lunch at your desk while the rest of your co-workers eat out? Among all those Porsches, do you fear having to park your ancient Toyota Corolla? Do you try to hide your discount use at the supermarket? If that's the case, know that you're not by yourself. If maintaining an outward appearance is vital to you, there are several options available that don't put you in the red financially. Avoiding financial obligations is not what we mean when we talk about frugality. It's about prioritizing your spending so that you have more money for the things that really matter to you, while spending less on the ones that don't. With some careful planning, you may save money where it matters most to you while still affording the finer things. One of the greatest benefits of frugal living is the freedom to choose your own unique strategy. It's up to you to determine which areas you'll inhabit with extreme frugality and which with lavish excess. Hi, and welcome back to Fascinating Self. We are going to talk about spending on priority needs and spending less on those that don't matter really much. Stay with us to the end to find out wonderful ways you can enjoy frugal living in style. Tip 1. Make strategic vacation planning. You may occasionally just need to escape everything. We all do. But that doesn't mean that in order to stay within your budget, you must reserve a rundown guest house in the middle of nowhere. While on vacation, you can both spend the cash and live cheaply. Spend your credit card rewards on vacations around the world, finding free local activities to participate in while on vacation. There are loads of these activities on local websites. Consider using rewards checking accounts to get cash back on your travel expenses. If you have a rewards mindset and are trying to live cheaply while on vacation, you can earn 1% cash back on up to $3,000 in monthly debit card purchases using Discover Cashback Debit, for instance. Spend your vacation time visiting and staying with friends by choosing an airline that offers price adjustments to passengers if the flight price drops. When visiting a city where you are an outsider, reserve a hotel in the center of the city. Since you can walk everywhere, you can pay a little bit more for location while saving money on transportation. Tip number 2. Do away with monthly fees and subscriptions. We live in a world where monthly subscriptions have become the norm. In the past, we used to subscribe for crucial stuff like gym, cable TV, and phone. But nowadays, we have to subscribe even for things like newsletters and even in-app purchases of services. To become frugal, you will have to cut back on subscriptions and, thanks to the internet, you can easily do that. On topcashback.com, a cashback website, a consumer expert states, subscriptions are frequently set on autopay, which can be convenient to avoid missing payments, but it will cost you more if forgotten about. You can manually find and cancel subscriptions by searching through your bank and credit card statements for recurring charges, despite the fact that apps like Truebill and Trim can do it for you. To ensure you aren't paying for services you don't use or need, reviewing your subscriptions every few months is a good idea. Reviewing your monthly subscriptions will allow you to determine how frequently you use each one and whether it overlaps with other services. Choose the streaming service, news website, or beauty subscription box that you use the most and cancel the others. Tip number 3. Let your shopping coincide with the seasons. There is a time and a place for everything. As the old adage says, the identical holds true when going shopping. While stocking up on seasonal fruits and veggies is one way to keep your budget in check, you can also save money by shopping during discount sales. There are websites and groups that keep note of when certain things are most likely to go on sale. Who knew that May was the best time to buy a new television or finally get a lawnmower for your overgrown yard? Research the optimum time to buy if you really want to possess something. Some commodities consistently adhere to certain pricing patterns, and sales cycles allow consumers to forecast when prices may be lower. For instance, January is a good time to buy fitness equipment. The summer is when home prices tend to peak, and the weeks preceding Black Friday in November are when many people buy electronics. to save money on various purchases. Adams recommends taking advantage of any sales tax holidays offered in your state. Back-to-school supplies, clothing, generators, and disaster preparedness equipment may be exempt from sales tax on certain days in some states. Tip number 4. Seek out hot deals. Most people believe that if they are on a tight budget, they must sacrifice many of their favorite items. Not so. As long as you're adaptable, you can figure out how to save money without sacrificing your freedom. Organize social events around sales, something like a free music festival, a bowling special, or a discount at your favorite Italian restaurant on a specific weekend. Check out local entertainment newsletters and coupon websites to save money on meals and outings. Have social gatherings at happy hour to cut costs on alcoholic beverages and snacks. Tip 5. Recruit help from your friends. You probably aren't the only one in your social circle concerned about saving money. According to smart shopping expert Trey Bodge of TrueTrade.com, suggest making tweaks to group traditions, like setting a spending cap for holiday gift exchanges. Everybody will be relieved that they won't have to shell out a small fortune on themselves from now on. It's possible to find a friend who will mow your lawn, watch your kids, cook you a meal, drive you somewhere, or take your pictures in exchange for something else. Although it's best to barter with someone you already know and trust, websites such as BarterQuest make it possible to connect with bartering partners anywhere in the world. Always check out user reviews before making any kind of financial investment, and be wary of new bartering websites with a low number of users, as they may be fronts for scammers. Tip number 6. Get a part-time job. Getting a job in your spare time is a tried and true method for speeding up the accumulation of savings. Even though there are jobs available in your own community, working from home typically provides more flexibility. If you already have a job that goes from 9 to 5, you might want to look into working from home. There are a lot of interesting choices available. Discovering something that entices your attention is vitally crucial. If you don't have a backup plan, finding the motivation to work after a long shift at your day job can be challenging. Tip number 7. Purchase thrift goods. Normalize buying second-hand products. They can be anything from electronics to clothing. Simply by choosing used stuff, you can purchase high-quality goods at a lower cost, from designer clothing to luxury automobiles. If you're seeking to buy a car, bear in mind that new cars lose a lot of value in the first year, so you can save money if you're prepared to purchase a used vehicle. Since models frequently don't change much from year to year, other people may not always be able to tell how old a car is. Porn stars, as well as Facebook sales groups, often include brand name furniture, jewelry, and electronics that have barely been used. However, if you're purchasing something from a private seller, be cautious of fake items and carry out business in a public area. Tip number 8. Cook in bulk. After a tough day at work, finding the energy to prepare dinner might be nearly impossible. Unfortunately, we frequently turn to fast food, which just makes us spend more money and gain weight, which is not good for our health. My dinner routine has been dramatically altered by bulk cooking. The weekend is the perfect time to do this, so that you can organize what to eat during the entire week. You will realize that you will not only save on cash, but you will save on quality time. Tip number 9. Budget your spending. The key to your financial success is setting up and following a budget. Budgeting may not always be enjoyable, but it is an important aspect of the puzzle. You may prioritize what matters and ruthlessly eliminate what doesn't within your budget. Keep in mind that occasionally treating yourself to the things you enjoy is perfectly acceptable. Just make sure you have money set aside in advance for these purchases. Get a stylish purse or pair of shoes. Fortunately, there are lots of methods you can use to succeed with your budget. Remember to watch our video on how to make a budget that works for you. Tip 10. Rent rather than buy. We all anticipate owning a home at some point in our lifetime, but in the pursuit of this goal, many of us end up making wrong financial decisions. You can reinvest the difference if you live in a region where renting an apartment costs significantly less per month than buying a home would. Additionally, A small difference can nevertheless have a big influence. Let us take an example where your rent is $1,000, but your mortgage payment on a similar home is $1,300. You could invest $3,600 a year under such a scenario. Renting allows you to save money that is liquid, unlike house equity. None of these things can be done with home equity, but you can utilize them to create an emergency fund, pay off student loan debt, or finance a retirement account. Moreover, in today's world, you can rent anything from clothing to jewelry. You don't have to buy a $1,000 suit for a one-time event. Choose to be frugal and rent while looking expensive. So there you go, folks. Being frugal doesn't have to mean giving up on things you enjoy. Consider frugal living as a means of spending more time doing the things that matter to you in life. Having a firm grasp of your financial situation can make it simpler to invest in what really matters. Test out a few different methods of saving money until you find the one that works best for you. Remember to watch our video on frugal hacks for minimalist living. See you in the next one.